everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, a podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Megan.
And we're here.
We're here. It's somehow still January. I don't know how this month keeps fucking going on. Just barely, to be fair. But this month has felt like a full year to me, so I'm already ready to ring in 2023, quite frankly.
Yeah, I think we deserve like a do-over on January 2022.
It's not been
like,
great.
Just kidding. 2022 didn't start yet. It's day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm game for that. Let's do it.
Yeah. Just keep all that trash in 2021.
Yeah.
Where it belongs.
There's no January of 2022. It just starts at February.
Yeah. It was December 30th through 60th.
Exactly.
2021.
So, Jillian, what have you been watching lately?
Oh my god. So we're still stuck on Survivor. I can't stop watching it.
I know the feeling.
We've watched like 6 seasons since the last time we recorded. It's a lot. I really hate Russell Hantz.
Yes, who doesn't?
I don't even enjoy his villainy because his villainy isn't fun. His villainy is just asshole.
I think like the first season he's on, it's kind of like entertaining to watch, but it definitely like gets really old. And yeah, it's so apparent that he just like does not understand like the whole point of the game. Which is sad.
He's just like, oh, I'm an oil field guy. I have a lot of money. I could win this in my sleep. And then you've done it 5 times and you can't fucking win it.
Yeah.
Maybe you're missing something, sir.
Seem to be, yeah, for sure.
He just is like fucking Iago from Othello. Yeah, Othello. Like the super evil, like Shakespeare jester in the background. He's like, I'm gonna fuck up your life. And
he's definitely like big jester energy for sure.
Yeah. But other than that, we actually haven't watched like anything. We've literally just watched Survivor.
Survivor's taken over your life. I'm very proud of that. I think that's beautiful.
I just feel so blessed by it, and I have so many opinions that I text you.
I love it. I always love getting a good Survivor text from you, and I'm like, oh hell yeah.
9 p.m. I'm like, you know who I hate? The Jesus freaking Nicaragua. You're like, what? I'm like, you know
what I'm talking about. I always do. I always do.
You do. You know that it's Matt.
Oh God.
Yes. So, what have you been watching?
We've been doing more of the same. Like I said last week, we've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, and we've still been on that. I don't know what I've done this week. I was trying to think. I've been catching up on my podcasts a lot, so that's cut in on some of my normal TV time. But I did watch something quite random that I just happened upon when I was bored at like 3:00 in the morning, when it happens. And it was a documentary called Beanie Mania on HBO Max, which is all about like the Beanie Baby craze, and also like how basically like moms ruined it for everyone and all kinds of stuff. But it was really interesting and like super nostalgic because I loved Beanie Babies when I was a kid.
I've seen the ad for it, but I haven't sat down to watch it yet because there's so much TV and so much Survivor to watch. Can't stop watching Survivor.
Yeah. It was just one of those things that I was just like, oh yeah, let's watch this. And it was only like, I don't even think it was like a full hour and a half, but it was good. I recommend watching it for a little dose of nostalgia. Plus I definitely learned some stuff because I didn't really know that much about like the company Thai. I didn't really know anything about them. But yeah, so it was interesting. Recommend.
On my list. Tick, tick.
Making a list and checking it twice.
I'm fucking TV Santa.
Hell yeah. Okay, so before we move on to like the show for this week, there was some breaking news, which is very relevant.
Yeah, literally as we were recording.
Last time. Which is the same thing that happened as we were recording the Josh Duggar trial episode. Like literally as we were recording that, the Jana Duggar stuff came out. I don't know what it is about us recording that like starts shit, but who knows what's going to happen this week. Maybe the Bengals will miraculously win.
The Bengals should win.
They won't. But you know what? Maybe. Anyway.
It's okay. They have a chance. You guys. They have a chance.
That's true. But not a good one. Anyway, the news is that seemingly very suddenly, Up TV announced that they will not be airing season, 11?
11. Yeah.
Season 11 of Bring Up Bates, which has already been filmed.
Already filmed. It was supposed to come out 11 days from now.
Yes.
So, like, February 10th.
They said that they would not be airing that or, going forward with the show at all because they want to take things into a different direction with the, I guess,
with
the
their
channel.
scripted TV shows.
Yeah. And there's a lot of buzz circulating this because there's a lot of, like, red flags here. First and foremost, why would, if this was really the reasoning that they wanted to change directions, sure, whatever. It doesn't really make a lot of sense technically because the Bates show is their highest rated show and probably the one that brings in the most money. But I mean, if you really want to change direction, whatever. But why would they just scrap a season that they've already spent a ton of money filming and as people have pointed out, this would have been a really big season for the Bates because there were 2 weddings, several babies. There was Lawson's engagement trip in Italy, like all of that stuff, which is probably funded by Up TV. They probably paid for at least part of these trips and these weddings.
Yeah.
And now they're not going to get any ad revenue money from them because they're not going to air the show. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's so weird. I don't know what it is. Because, like, they haven't said anything other than, oh, we're changing directions. And you're like, okay, that doesn't fucking mean anything. And, of course, they're just going to probably be mum forever until one of the Bates gets found out, unless it is something we already know, which we know about the insurrection, which was kind of around the same-ish time, so maybe somebody got a indictment or something, or the George Floyd video where they were playing charades and made a bad George Floyd joke.
Yeah, and then Carlin accidentally posted it on Instagram. A lot of people seem to think that that's a big reason why. I personally don't, just because I don't think the timing of it makes sense at all because that happened around Thanksgiving, and I understand that it would probably like have to take. It wouldn't just be like an instantaneous thing, but like probably wouldn't take several months either.
Yeah, I mean it's already out of the like news cycle. Why would they?
Right, like, and also like if that was the reason, why I don't know. Just like why wouldn't they say that if that was the reason?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like if they want to distance themselves from that, why wouldn't they say like? I don't know. It's just like weird.
Due to recent Bates behavior, we no longer want to continue our partnership with them. And it's like, okay, so we know it's kind of like insurrections and George Floyd and everything else just kind of was like a snowball. And they were like, fuck you guys. But to not say anything is weird.
Their statement was just, we want to take things in a different direction. We've loved getting to go into their house every week. And we've like, thanks so much, Kelly, Joe, and Gil. Like, it wasn't like these things have happened and it has made us reevaluate our relationship with. It wasn't anything like that. And that's why to me it seems like it's got to be on something that just has not gotten out yet. Like they were tipped off about something. There's a Amazon documentary about IBLP that is in the works right now, which obviously when it comes out we will be heavily covering. But some people think that maybe something was dug up because Gil Bates was involved in IBLP, like the board or whatever.
Yeah, the Bill Gothard.
Right.
Bullshit.
So some people think that maybe they were tipped off by something. I think that that's possible. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like weird, and I just feel like there definitely is something like pretty big.
Yeah, the things that are big enough that you don't want to be around the people anymore, but you can't announce what it is, feels like legal proceedings to me.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of want to just completely cut ties with the family before like all hell breaks loose legally, and so that they're not implicated in any way. I don't know. It's interesting. It's also interesting that they haven't really talked a lot about it. I think there was like an official statement on the Bates family Instagram about like we've loved,
but
this
nobody else has like mentioned it.
It's just like I would love to be a fly on the wall in the Bates house and see what the fuck.
So the other thing that I have curiosity about, that I've, it's the subreddits that I sit there and read, and I just become a conspiracy theorist about all this.
Oh yeah, but it's hard not to.
So, like, I was talking to you a couple weeks ago when we were talking on the show about how some of the sisters split off from the Bates Sisters boutique and made their own and whatever. Right. And apparently Erin split off around Thanksgiving of this past year. Like, Erin stopped working and was replaced by Kelly Jo. And, like, all of these things together.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
A lot of people have been speculating for like several months now that there's been a big rift between especially Erin and the rest of the family. And there's been a lot of kind of slowly leaking evidence. And one of the more recent ones was actually she just gave birth to their newest daughter, their 5th baby, Finley Marie, I think was her name. Like, again, while we were recording last time.
Yes.
And everyone noticed that she had reposted a story that her friend posted that one of her friends was actually watching the other babies while she was in the hospital. Yeah. And everyone thought that that was kind of interesting because that seems to be like more of a job for maybe an aunt or grandparents or something like that.
Yeah, especially because they're so close by. Like,
right. Just interesting. I don't know. It could be nothing, but it feels like there's something going on there.
Yeah, it just feels like there's, I don't know. And especially like with the timing around it being, you know, Josh Duggar trial and fundamentalism kind of being shoved to the forefront in many ways about its abuses of people. Like, it's not impossible that somebody in the Bates family was abused by somebody in IVLP, and there's a rift in the family about that.
Yeah, who knows? It could be anything. But yeah, there's a lot.
I guess it could be as simple as like still willing to talk to the Duggars versus not willing to talk to the Duggars.
Yeah, it could be. Though I don't know. I think probably. I guess it depends on what Duggars they're talking to, because like I think that they're fine that Carlin is still friends with Joy, but like.
Yes.
Maybe not Jim Bob. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. And it may just be like Aaron had some, you know, on principle stance, like I don't want to talk to this family because they covered up these terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Who knows? We have no idea. We're all just speculating because no one's told us anything.
It's all speculation.
Anything's possible. Which ain't that? That's the fucking truth with fundamentalists.
True.
There's any possibility that they could be doing terrible things to each other and we would not know.
But you know what? I think we need somebody who can leak the episodes that are already
Seriously,
out.
if there is anybody at Up TV who's listening to our podcast to like see if you want to like litigate or something, like just let us know if you want to leak the tapes. We can figure it out.
Yeah, we can help you with this stuff. Just send us an email, tvliterate@gmail.com. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think, do you have anything else to say about that? I don't know. We'll obviously keep you guys updated if anything comes out, and you'd best know that I am reading all the conspiracy theories and believing all of them a little bit.
A little bit, because they all just seem fucking plausible. Like nothing seems too out of the realm of possibility for fucking crazy fundies.
It's true. Yeah. But so. Today, we're going to go back in time to when the Bates were allowed on TV. And we're going to continue on with season 7 for probably, I think there's still like 3 more episodes after this that will be on season 7.
Holy shit. There's so many episodes in this season. This, I think, season 11 would have been this long. I think it would have been like 31 episodes.
God, that would have been so much content for us, though. What a bummer.
I know. And we had almost, like, minus the COVID and everything, we had almost timed it out perfectly so that we could end and then start when we had a couple built up.
Up TV is ruining everything for us.
Just email us like the first 5 videos. That's fine. That's all I need.
Just they don't even need to be fully edited. Just clips, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Blooper reels.
Yeah. We'll take
anything.
Anyway. So today we're starting with an episode called A Heavenly Honeymoon and a Courtship Countdown.
Oh man.
So we start off with some footage of Tori and Bobby leaving the church after their wedding. I hated that they like got into their car and drove off, and then Bobby's dad shouts, "Where are the chaperones?" It's like, just shut up.
I know, it's just like gross. But then the whole like theme of this entire episode was, oh god, we feel like we're gonna get caught. We feel like we shouldn't be doing something. I'm like, why are you guys making all of this intimacy naughty? Like,
yeah.
You can hold hands and you can kiss people who are not like your partner too.
Right. Yeah. Not only is it like okay to just be like affectionate with, you know, somebody that you're with, but like you're literally married to this person now. Like in the Bible says you're allowed to do it. Like, just it's weird.
It's so weird because it's just like the switch flips. It's like, you know, the day you turn 18, you get kicked out. The day you get married, bye, you're dead to us.
God, it's like, it's New Year's Eve. It's time to start a courtship. It's like, that's not how it works.
Oh, God.
So yeah, they get in the car. They're like all shy and oh my god, we're
Uh-huh.
alone. Holy
Bobby
crap.
says that Tori looks like heaven, and I wanted to die.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, just how he said it, more than, no,
Yeah.
both things. Both.
Everything. All of the above. So Bobby has some surprises up his sleeve for the honeymoon. So she knows that they're going to Yosemite and that they're going to drive along the Pacific Coast Highway and all that stuff, but she doesn't know like the activities he has planned. So they fly into San Francisco, and the first thing that they do is drive along the Pacific Coast Highway, which is very beautiful.
Mm.
I've done it before, which was nice, except I get car sick, so that wasn't nice.
Oh, yeah. Not so
I can't
nice.
enjoy anything. So
Yeah. Maybe, how do you do on boats?
it depends on the boat, but honestly better than cars. I have a real problem with cars.
I think I'm the same way. I have
Yeah.
to like immediately fall asleep in a car, or else I'm like, oh, I feel nauseous
Yeah.
for the whole time I'm in the car.
Pretty much, same. So yeah, they stop at the beach and they have a picnic and talk about, oh, there's so many places in the world I want to travel. Oh Lord.
I know, and they're like, oh, I just want to go everywhere, and then they don't go anywhere else ever again.
Yep.
Which, you know, that's kind of life, but also
That
like
is life.
Jesus, like it's so fucking depressing that like, oh, we're freshly married at 20. We're not going to go and travel or like do a couple things. We're just
Right.
immediately going to get to baby making.
Exactly. Like it seemed like if travel is something you're interested in, like that's definitely something you should do. And before having kids is a really great time to do that. And
Yes.
thankfully, when you're like 20, you have many, many years ahead of you to reproduce.
Yes. Especially in this family, they're fucking fertile as shit
God
forever,
damn.
I guess.
They are.
I
don't know. I need whatever they've got. Somebody give it to me. I am
We'll go to
whatever the
Tennessee and
opposite
we'll,
of
like,
they are.
steal their essence.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. If it means I have to be a fundy, though, that's out for me. I'm sorry.
No, I think we could probably just like rub you against one.
Okay.
Like just get enough of a transfer.
Yeah, I will disinfect afterwards, so we'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah. God.
It was so awkward to see Bobby and Tori, like whenever they were like alone at all, they totally do not know how to act around each other. And that should not be how you spend your honeymoon.
No, that should be like first and second date being that awkward around each other. Like, oh, haha, we don't have anybody else like to break the tension. We have to figure out how to do this. Not, oh, we're married. This is the first time we've been alone.
Yeah, that's definitely something that's like the dating stage. That's the whole point of dating somebody, is to kind of work through that and figure out if you guys are compatible. But that's not even possible before you get married in this family.
No, it's not. It's crazy. I hate it and I don't like it.
I hate it and I don't like it.
It's true. I hate it and I don't like it. It's just like so uncomfortable watching all these scenes because it's just like basically they're just like, okay, girl child, you're an adult now. You must just go reproduce. Good luck. Yeah. Goodbye.
We go back to Tennessee, and Carlin, Josie, and Katie are talking about how different things are without Tori. And Carlin says that now that they're the oldest, they have to be mature now. And I don't know. I don't like the implications behind this.
No. And I mean, ever since finding out, like, in some of the IBLP, like, school readings, that the eldest daughter is supposed to take care of the parents and can sometimes remain unmarried and still be, like, holy and doing her job, like
Jenna Tucker.
Yeah, because she's, you know, taking care of the family. And I'm just like, cool and fun. That's horrifying that you could get stuck.
I hate that so much.
It's so bad. They just have so much control over these girls that they're raising, and I hate it.
Hate it, and I don't like it.
Hate it, and I don't like it. It's going to be the t-shirt for our show. Hate it, and I don't like it.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds right. So things with Josie and Kelton are going well. They're talking about Kelton's upcoming courtship proposal, which Josie knows all the plans about. I don't know, this seems so weird. Like, I understand not liking surprises and all that stuff, but like, what's the point in asking, like, planning something and telling her about all of it to ask a question she knows you're gonna ask when you know the answer is good? Like, it just all seems a little too much for me.
Yeah, I know. For me too. It's like the whole promposal craze that started happening too. Like, just ask if you want to go to prom. You don't need to like have a 10-piece band. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, and it's like, my thing is, I mean, I understand, like, asking that question when you feel ready for it, but it's just like weird to set a date and a time when you're going to ask this question. It just doesn't
Yeah.
feel authentic.
No. And I mean, well, nothing about their courtship shit
True.
feels authentic, to be fair. Like, no kissing, no holding hands, no hugging, no.
Yeah.
Like,
God.
oh.
Like, also, Kelton, Josie, like, I don't want to talk about them. We will, but I don't. It grosses me out to think about them.
Yeah, they gross me out so much, especially because of so much they talk about, like, oh, Kelton really liked her when she was younger. And you're like, and Kelton's 5 years older than her.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ew.
gross.
Fucking gross.
So then back at the honeymoon, Tori and Bobby go to Monterey Bay, where they go for a little boat ride. And they see sea otters and learn the difference between a sea otter and a sea lion. A valuable lesson.
Holy shit. That was like some fucking Jessica Simpson. Is this chicken or is this tuna? Like, what's the difference between a sea otter and a sea lion? Well, one of them's in front of you and one of them's cute and fuzzy.
Yes.
That, like, captain dude had, like, such a vibe going on, and he was definitely toasted as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You could tell. Like, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sea otters, they're just little fuzzy dudes, bro.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what a vibe. Love that guy.
What a vibe.
My favorite character this whole episode.
Yes.
So then after the boat ride, Bobby and Tori FaceTime with Kelly and Gil because they have to check in with Mom and Dad.
And Kelly and Gil are fucking sobbing. They're having the sads. That Tori is gone and dead to them forever, and she's been deflowered and unpure now. She's a woman.
The good for them, they have like 7 other daughters at home that they can go through. So
yeah. Ew.
Gross. So they stay at a local resort overnight, and then the next day, which is also Tori's birthday, they're heading to Yosemite.
Yeah. I just don't even know. Like, why did you plan? I don't think I would plan my wedding for around my birthday.
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want a July wedding though.
Fuck, that's so true. Yeah, I had a December wedding, so
yeah, it is September wedding, but it was fucking hot as hell. But at least the wedding wasn't outside, so it was fine.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't either. That just sounds stressful. Back in Tennessee, we're going back and forth, switching it up.
Yeah, we are.
Kelton is taking his dad to lunch to talk about his courtship plans. And this is where we learn that Kelton's mom died when he was 13, giving birth to his younger sister.
Fucking...
Oof.
I bet it was a fucking home birth.
Probably, because, it's rough. That is fucking rough. That is horrifying.
Yeah, that's the worst. And, like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, like, women should not be dying in childbirth.
It's super common in the fucking U.S.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's way too common.
Yeah, we are not doing well on the maternal mortality rate. And then, like, when you don't go to a fucking hospital.
Yeah, it's not good.
No. If you bleed out, man, what happens? Not everybody gets lucky like Jessa.
No. God, no. So then Kelton, he's talking to his dad, and he's thanking his dad for being a good example and making him feel prepared for marriage. And they talk about going to a bridge near Gatlinburg, that I guess that is, like, significant to them for some reason. And then Kelton's dad talks about how they went to Gatlinburg 25 years ago for their honeymoon, him and his wife, Kelton's mom. And so they decided to also incorporate a gondola ride that his mom and dad did there. So, the plans have been hatched.
The plans have been hatched. They have been cooked. They're ready to deliver.
They are. They're ready to go.
Back at Yosemite, it is Tori's birthday.
Happy birthday, Tori.
Happy birthday, Tori. I don't even know how old she turned, but probably like 20.
21, 20, yeah, maybe.
21, 20, I don't know. Yeah. But she's an outdoorsy girl, so she likes her hiking. And she tried to get Bobby to go into a fucking cave to look for bears because,
honey, no.
She's like, oh, if we find a mama bear while she's hibernating, she'll be nice and we'll be fine. And I'm like, that's like 100% the wrong thing. Like, when they're hibernating, that's when they get big mean.
Yeah, and the mama bears are like, you don't want to fuck with a mama bear. Are you kidding me?
No. Especially no.
I wouldn't want to do it. Again, the Bates family just not very cautious people, by definition.
No. They make fun of
But
anyone who is cautious.
yeah, great. So then next up, Bobby surprises Tori with a horse-drawn carriage ride. They are so awkward together though. Like, I cannot
Yeah.
stand to watch them. They are just like little like high schoolers going to homecoming for the first time. They
Yeah.
go to like fucking Red Robin beforehand and they're like giggling and then, but they're literally married.
Yeah, they're literally married and they're like, tee-hee, are we gonna have our first kiss? Tee-hee. And you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god, how are these people going to be like in charge of their own lives because they're just tiny babies?
I don't know. And spoiler alert, I did look it up and Tori gets
Uh-huh.
pregnant like immediately. So
I thought she was.
yeah, and she's just kept. I think she's had three babies since 2018. So
Damn, it's only 2022.
I
She's
know.
gonna give Aaron a run for her money.
And her latest baby's like 9 months old. So like any day now, I'm sure we're gonna be getting an announcement.
Damn. Yeah.
So then they stop for a campfire and hot apple cider, and it looked cold, but it looked nice.
Yeah, it looked like a cute little fun outdoorsy.
Like a Christmassy
event.
kind of thing, because it's like right before Christmas. Which,
Yeah.
again, that sounds so stressful to me. Like wedding, birthday, Christmas. God, just too
honeymoon.
much. While Bobby and Tori are on their honeymoon, Kelly and some of the girls go to set up the couple's new home, which is the apartment that Bobby's been living in. And apparently this is a tradition that Kelly started for all the married couples.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's nice, maybe. It's a little too much for me, personally. I would
It's
not
way
love
too
it.
much for me, but because they're just like tiny children being married off and then having to learn how to live, I guess that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point, that this is like also the first time Tori's left the house. Like by the time I got married, I'd been living on my own for like almost 10 years at that point. So it was like I'd had all the stuff that I need in my, for my house. I didn't really need like any of the help. But I don't know. It wasn't just like them bringing over stuff and like stocking the pantry. They were like decorating. And that's a little too much for me.
It's way too far for me, but it feels like a Tori thing because she didn't even want to plan her own wedding.
That is true. She probably would appreciate it. So it is nice, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe just for Tori. Maybe she shouldn't do it for all of the girls.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. She did say she did it for all the married couples, so it's not just a Tori thing that she does, but yeah.
Yep.
Then they were talking about Carlin and her plans to get married, because they had apparently been talking about getting married in January, which is like the month after. And then Callie heard her say that and told Kelly, and it was like a whole like, is this true? It was like a whole thing. But it's like, clearly they're not getting married in January. It is literally like 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. I think
Carlin just likes the attention, I think.
Yeah. And again, if we were just being normal about fucking relationships, this wouldn't be so weird. Like, oh God, we're going to talk about getting married? You want to get married, but you're only courting. You're not engaged yet. Like, I don't fucking know. It's just so many steps.
Yeah, it's weird. It is so many steps. It just seems unnecessary. But it's like, it's weird because there are so many steps, but none of them are like the right type of step.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like a way that's gonna like make you be more connected or make sure that, you guys are on the same wavelength with regards to, big things, finances, kids, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just like be awkward.
Yeah.
No touching.
Yeah, exactly. It's bad.
No touch. That's it. No touch.
So then back in California, it's still Tori's birthday, and Bobby has decided that he's going to cook her a steak dinner. But he also like makes her cook the side dishes, so it's not really you cooking her a steak dinner. It's you grilling her steak while she cooks the rest of dinner. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Bobby calls it her birthday meat, though, and I hate it when he said that.
Oh yeah, it was bad. This whole scene was just so much because like Tori can't cook anything, which again, she's a child being shoved out into the world. But she can't like cook either. Frozen green beans, and like he did the planning. He should have done the cooking.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you're going, it's her birthday too. Yeah. Like if maybe she just wanted to go out for a nice dinner or something. Like if you're gonna cook the dinner, don't expect. I don't know. It's anyway. It was just a little.
Yeah, like maybe you can give her the salad to do.
Right. Yeah. Give her. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Sure.
Just be like, okay, you can do the salad. Put the dressing on that you like.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like set the table while I make the dinner. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, this is where we get like a talking head from Aaron talking about how like, oh, a woman always wants to impress their new husband with the first meal that they cook, so there's got to be a lot of anxiety. And it's like, I hate that so fucking much. All of it.
And I love how Tori like just completely flipped that on its head, because she didn't cook like any of it, didn't know how to cook any of it, and she just straight up fucking put him in a headlock and wrestled him on the deck.
Yeah, Tori, show him.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta put your new husband in a headlock.
You do. You do. 100%.
Yeah, that's actually a pro tip. Life pro tip.
Yes. Yeah, they also get into a little snowball fight while they're out grilling, and they're having fun, and it's cute.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah. And then I'm glad that we just don't see any more of them, because that means the camera crew left, so maybe they can be less fucking awkward now.
Yeah, it's true. Like, maybe they aren't as awkward without the cameras, but I still probably think there is a lot of awkwardness there, because they've literally never been alone together. Like, and also Tori's never been alone with another guy other than like maybe her brother. Like, that's
and probably not her brother. Like,
true. I mean, if in the Duggars' house they had rules about that, but there was also a reason for that.
But I mean, where did Gil work?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then, going back to Tennessee, Kelton and his dad and brother go to the bridge where he's gonna pop the question to decorate it with lights. He got permission from the city and everything to decorate it.
It's called Emmert's Cove Bridge. Emmert's.
Oh yeah, this is where they were talking a lot about Kelton and Josie's relationship, and I think this is Kelly that says this. One thing I can say about Kelton is that he was very persistent because he liked Josie several years back. Reminder, Josie's 18 in this episode, so several years back she was like 15. They've said 3 years in the past, so I'm guessing around 15, maybe even earlier, who knows. And just a reminder, Kelton is a full 4 years older than Josie, so he was already a legal adult when this was happening.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's a cute one, a cute 14-year-old, really cute. Of me, a 19-year-old.
I hated how Kelly was like, oh, he's so persistent, like that's an admirable thing. Like, no, that's called grooming, actually.
Yeah, like, sir could have basically just like run into your house and like knocked out your husband and dragged her out by her hair for how fucking much you're like, oh, persistence is good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I hated it so much. But thankfully he stuck to his guns and he just was patient and waited until she turned 18. That's all that counts.
The thing that they were talking about too, where it's just like Josie felt like she was too young, so Josie put a hold on the relationship, and I'm like,
it's like, no, it's literally illegal, literally, like, not okay.
And like, holy shit, if your 14-year-old daughter has to be the one to say this isn't appropriate,
that's fucked up. Yeah, that's really fucked up.
That's not we thought it was inappropriate, that's she thought it was inappropriate.
My juvenile daughter thought it was appropriate. Like, like, how persistent was you being, Kelton? That's gross. I hate it. I hate thinking about that.
Yeah. I have a lot of feelings about the whole Bobby, Kelton, Evan triumvirate, because if they were in like any other like social group other than Fundies, they'd be like the shitty frat guys who got away with like horrible things.
Yeah, it's gross. I hate it.
Ugh. So sorry. Hate white men. Sorry.
Hate white men. Hate Kelton. But here we go. We're gonna keep talking about him. But back at the Bates house, Kelly is distracting Gil by making him go clean a car because they're planning on a surprise party, I guess, for Gil because he was sick on his birthday. But then at the same time that Gil comes back in, Kelton comes in and surprises Josie with flowers. So I guess this wasn't the day that they were planning on going. I don't know. It was kind of, I was a little confused about that.
She said that she didn't know when it was going to happen, but just what was going to happen. And then she really didn't know what was going to happen. So I think she just kind of had him say, this is how it's going to happen, and then not do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is fair. I don't know.
Definitely. You gotta have some surprises in this. So she shows up with flowers, and then Josie obviously goes off and gets ready for her date.
Yep.
I cannot stand Kelton's voice either. His voice is so like gravelly. It's like, I love Josie since she was a kid and I was an adult. Like, that's what he sounds like.
I love Josie since she was a little girl. Gross Kelton.
Gross. So of course both of her parents and Kelton's dad are coming along as chaperones, and I don't know. It just seems like a thing they do.
Yep, they just love being involved in weird romantic gestures.
The first thing that they do is they go on the little gondola ride in Gatlinburg that Kelton's dad was telling him about. And that was beautiful and nice and lovely. And then they do some ice skating.
Yep.
And they force poor Kelly to participate, even though she clearly does not want to.
Poor Kelly. They just make her do all the stuff. And she just wants to sit there and just watch people have fun, which
she
is
just
fine.
She wants to watch her kids do the activities, which I get. And there are plenty of people out there to help them, so don't make her do it.
Yeah. But no.
And then Kelton tries to do a fancy little spin and falls on his ass, which was funny. But then when he's getting up, he does a whole like fake, I'm on one knee, I'm going to propose to you. And it was like really drawn out and really dumb, and I hated it.
Yeah, where he was like on one knee and she's like, are you going to get up? And he's like, will you help me up? Ugh.
It's like,
just what a little turd.
Just stay down there,
did you see how short Josie's dress was in this episode?
I didn't really notice.
This cute little red dress, but it like ended like 5 inches above her knee, and she was just wearing like sheer black tights.
Josie, yikes!
Yeah, hussy.
Would Jesus approve of that? I don't know.
Yes, I think Jesus would. Jesus has good fashion sense.
Then finally they go to the covered bridge, and Josie's so excited to see all the lights and the decorations, and it's very like Christmassy. And Kelton goes into this speech about how she's his best friend and loves her spirit and her pretty eyes, everything you're supposed to say. And then he literally just says, he asks her if he can have her heart.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, can I pursue your heart?
It's like, no, are you a cannibal? Are you Army Hammer? Yeah. What is happening here?
Yes, it is Army Hammer.
But yeah, that's a creepy question. And also, like, why don't you just be like, let's enter a courtship? Or like, will you formally court me?
You want to go steady?
Exactly. That's really the question, ultimately.
Yeah.
Of course she says yes, and he gives her a heart necklace, which of course he does, because that's the typical guy gift, is a heart necklace.
And again, I gotta fucking say this. Josie did the thing that all of these fucking girls do all the fucking time, where she's like, a lot of guys would have been like, not worth it. And I'm like, you're an 18-year-old, like, cute, relatively smart, like, nice person. Why would you be like, not worth it? Like, holy shit.
I don't know. They have, like, very low opinion on, like, people outside of their circle. And to be fair, so do I. But even I wouldn't be like, the way she said it, it was like, oh yeah, every other guy would be like, oh, she's not worth any effort. But like, Kelton put effort in. And it's like, that's bare fucking minimum stuff.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think that's the bar that you want it to be.
Exactly.
Like, him getting you one necklace and making a nice day for you is nice.
Yeah.
And good of him, but that is not like, I don't know, epic Superman romance behavior.
It's really not. No. Yeah. It's anybody can do that. It just takes a little bit of planning.
Yeah, especially if you have like some parents to help.
Right. But yeah, then the parents come in and they all take pictures and they're all, super lovey, and everyone's very happy.
Everyone's just so happy, but it's okay because Josie's only worth it for Kelton.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just like so depressing that these girls just like are so offhandedly like, another person would be like, she's not worth it.
It's like, oh,
who is telling you this?
Yeah, they're like so offhandedly being like, I'm so thankful that someone thinks I'm worthy of attention and love. It's like, that's like first level Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, next episode is called EYE, I Love You Day.
Who would have guessed it's the eye surgery episode?
I know, right? So yes, Kelly has gotten her eye surgery finally that we talked about. She's like, because she was thinking about getting it like literally days before Tori's wedding, and the doctor was like, "No, bitch, you can't do that." And so finally, she's got her surgery.
Yeah.
And Carlin is in charge of like most of things while Kelly is
Yes. Carlin is the oldest girl.
yes.
So Carlin is now mom.
She's mom now while Kelly is out of commission and recovering. So this episode starts out with Carlin waking up the boys for school and like almost pouring water on them. And apparently that's like a common thing in their house.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard that having boy children is like hell trying to get them out of bed, especially in their teen years. But like, I don't know if a dustpan full of water is the way to go.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that personally.
No.
Their house seems so chaotic to me. It stresses me out.
So stressful. Like, you never get any peace and quiet anywhere. You're just constantly surrounded by somebody else.
Yeah, it's not for me.
Stressful.
Kelly is recovering. She is hoping to be ready in time to be able to plan the big I Love You Day party, which is the family's biggest celebration. But for now, she's
the biggest
bedridden
day of the year.
And her eyes hurt.
Yeah.
So Michael is also in town to help things along because of the surgery. I don't know if she came in town specifically because of that, or if she was already in town because of I Love You Day, or what. I don't know. But she's there.
I don't know.
And poor Michael is like a slave to this family because they're all talking about, or Kelly was talking about how she has more faith in Michael, like taking care of the kids than like even Gil. It was like kind of fucked up. It's like,
it's super fucked up. Like, you can't trust your husband.
Like, she's the original sister mom, and she even after she moved out, like, she's still like that.
Yeah, and they're still going to take advantage of her.
Right, and it's even worse for her. Yeah, she doesn't have kids to, like, use, not as an excuse. They're not an excuse, but, like, she doesn't have kids as, like, the time suck that they are. So,
yeah.
Poor
she's
Michael.
The most quote-unquote flexible with her time because she doesn't have a child.
Right.
Ugh.
But thankfully, Kelly is back to feeling good about a week after her surgery, and she is ready to get ready for I Love You Day.
Yep. And this year, our theme is going to be growing old together because Papa Bill and Mama Jane and me, Ma, and Tom.
Yeah,
they're all in love, and they're all old, and we love them being in love with their oldness.
Yeah. Honestly, like, there is something sweet about an old couple that's been, like, together for, like, forever. Yeah. Like, hell yeah. So I get it. And they're going to do a contest where the young people dress up as old people. So we got that to look forward to.
Yes. Yeah. So for the contest, they go to the thrift store to go and buy lots of shit. And then they're also doing the I Love You Day present swap.
Right.
So they do homemade gifts of like bath stuff, salt scrub or something. I don't know, but
yeah,
whatever.
Yes. So then of course Alyssa and John have flown in. This is like their like family holiday that everyone tries to come in on, which I guess like it's kind of nice that it's not like during
the regular
Christmas
holidays
time that they. Yeah, it's kind of I kind of get the.
Yeah.
Get that for especially to have a huge family with like lots of people living in different places.
Oh, but yeah.
Anyway. So on I Love You Day Eve, of course, it is the couples dinner, which I remember from last year, where all of the couples who are married or in a relationship get together to have dinner together. So this year.
Oh, it was so infuriating this year. What a piece of shit.
I know. So this year they decided to go out to like a nice dinner together. And even the grandparents are there. It's all the couples. Everyone's having a great time. And then all of a fucking sudden, who has to come in and ruin it?
Lawson.
Yes.
Lawson.
God damn it. It was fucking Lawson. So he comes in and talks about how he's mad that like, oh, just because I'm not in a couple doesn't mean I can't have good food. And it's like, shut up. And like, just like let them have this thing. Like, it is kind of weird, but at the same time, like, whatever. Like, get over it.
Yeah. It seems like something they enjoy. And like, that's kind of a church thing too, is to have like couples retreats and shit. Like, it's not weird. It happens.
Yeah. Like, why do you have to ruin everyone else's time because you are not included? It's just so annoying.
Everyone look at me. I'm Lawson.
I know, God. And then, of course, he decides that, oh, actually, I didn't come alone. I have a date with me, and I have somebody to introduce you to.
Uh-huh.
And everyone's like, oh, what? And of course, fucking Nathan walks in dressed as an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Lawson and Nathan just ruining everything for everyone.
Just the best dudes, really not being entitled to anything, not even their own fucking parents' fancy dinner that they want to have.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they get to just fucking stay. And no, I would be like, no, dude, you have to leave.
They left before Michael and Brandon got there. I checked.
No, I saw them at the end of the table.
Were they?
Though.
Oh
they
my
moved
God.
chairs. Yeah.
Oh, maybe they moved them out. Fuckers.
I think they moved him around because I did see them like in a different chair after Michael and Brandon got there. And yeah,
I thought they left.
It's just so annoying.
They're so annoying. God. That's the second insurrection they've done.
For real, damn, that we know of.
Yeah, that's 2 insurrections.
So then they go around the table and they talk about like the first time they met and their impressions of each other, and it's a lovely conversation.
Yep. It was cute, except for the fact that I think like all of these people are just the most cringe. So cringe.
True.
Like Gil doing the finger guns. He was like walking around like he was Mr. Athlete, said Kelly. So he did his swagger and then he just finger guns at people. And I'm like, oh yeah, be still my ovaries.
The couples start arriving to the Bates house the next day for the I Love You Day party. And they're dressed up in their old people costumes. Yeah. Which honestly, there were some pretty good old people costumes.
Really good. It was really fun and cute. And like, I like that everybody took it seriously, except for, of course, Nathan, who was just like, I'm not going to dress up. And you're like, okay, don't have fun. Bye.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I dressed up as an old lady for Halloween when I was like in 3rd grade.
Hell
and it was
yeah.
one of my favorite Halloween costumes.
That's one of my top 10 like kid costumes is old person.
It's good. It is a good one. And everyone loves it too. Like it's a hit. It's just a hit.
Yeah. Easy money.
Yeah, and also like it's an easy costume because they're just like you just need like a grandma outfit. Like you can go to a thrift store or borrow one from your grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the first thing they do their costume contest. So everyone gets to vote anonymously. They all show off their costumes, and then there's 4 categories. There's the male winner, the female winner, the couple winner, and the children's winner. Mm-hmm. So we got Evan, who was the male winner. Carlin was the female winner. The couple winner was Chad and Aaron, and the children's winner was Luther, aka Judson.
Little Judson.
And Little Luther.
I am glad that they have figured out a way to quell the sibling rivalries that happen in this family, because if they had not done the like best male, best female, and best couple, Chad and Aaron and Carlin and Evan probably would have like scratched each other's fucking eyes out.
Both of those teams came to play. Yeah. And so it's good that they all got to win, because it would have not been
It would have been bad.
It would have been bad.
Then they play just a weird fuck ton of games that are stupid games.
Like a bunch of like cup stacking shit.
Yeah. They put out solo cups on a fucking table, and then you just stack them up one at a time, and whoever does it fastest wins. And then they had all the cups out, and they were like, you have to blow up a balloon, and then you have to blow each cup out off the table with the balloon. And this was the stupidest second. All of these games are stupid.
It was bad. It was dumb. Yeah. And then after that, they pass out their homemade gifts that the kids made. And then they also do like a gift draw where they draw one person's name and get them a gift. So they did that. And they got some good stuff. Jackson had a pizza delivered for Katie because she likes pizza. Pizza
and God, holy shit. So she said what she wanted was pizza and ramen noodles, but the whole family calls it ramen. Oh, yeah. Ramen. I'm like, everybody loves ramen.
I know, my grandpa's name was Raymond, so that's what I think of.
That's so funny. And I just, the whole time, and like even Gil says it that way, Raymond, and I'm like,
no, guys, no, it's ramen.
No men can be raw with the fundies. All men must be unraw.
No ramen. So then finally they have their dinner, and they all remark on how they are surprised that nobody had an announcement to make, because typically at any type of family gathering, at least one announcement is made. Yeah. Which is true.
Ain't that the truth? It's just because Alyssa and Aaron are already pregnant.
Exactly. And then everyone else just got married, not early enough to know if they're pregnant yet.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yep.
So then the next episode is called Seize the Day. SEAS. Seize the Day.
They're really fucking trying me with these titles.
They're trying. So we start out talking about a little bit about schooling. So the Bates have school-age kids ranging from first grade all the way up to senior year of high school. And of course, as the oldest daughter, Carlin is been kind of in charge of the homeschooling process for some of the younger kids, especially.
Of course, like fucking Carlin is like, there's no one way for one person to do this all. And I'm like, yeah, that's why we send our kids to public school. That's why we have schools.
Yeah, we have different grades for each, and there's usually like, a teacher doesn't teach more than one grade typically.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they do, but yeah, it's just, there's a reason for that, Carlin.
Yes, and you are actually in school for education. Like, she's in university getting her education degree.
Right, yeah, that's what she said, is that she, I guess, started going to doing an online program, and so that kind of freed up some more of her time to help with schooling.
Yeah.
And yeah, she says that she switched to the online school so that she could homeschool her siblings and get married sooner, which, wow, what reasons? What
truly
reasons?
Just the modern woman.
Living the dream.
God, it's so weird. It's just so weird. Like,
it is. It's
Little House on the Prairie kind of bullshit.
I know. So then for the rest of this episode, the family is going down to good old Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
Myrtle Beach.
I guess, a big part of Gil's childhood growing up. And also Mama Jane and all of her siblings, I guess, are going there too. So it's like a kind of a family reunion.
Did you go to Myrtle Beach as a kid?
I did not go as a kid,
No?
but I have been since I've been with Kyler.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because Kyler is West Virginian. Yeah.
It's such a West Virginia thing.
Well, it's like such an East Coast thing, because my dad grew up in like BFE, New York State, like up in the middle of nowhere, and they would go to Myrtle Beach too. Like, it's just everyone's beach.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati is too far inland for it to be.
Yeah.
For us, like, for at least in my area, like, the big vacation spot is Hilton Head. Like, that's where everyone fucking goes to Hilton Head.
Okay, a little bougie.
I mean, I did know some people who went to Myrtle Beach, but
I got one ear piercing in Myrtle Beach.
hell yeah. That sounds exactly like something you would do at Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, I mean,
not you, just the general you.
Yeah, that's the only thing like you can do is get like piercings, tattoos, drugs, or sunburnt.
Yeah, exactly. Great times.
Great times. You can also get stabbed when the bike week comes through, because they have the motorcycle week that gets real ratty.
So, of course, the family had to bring an entire trailer full of bikes, like a literal trailer pulled on the back of their van, just full of bikes. Mm-hmm. And so they decide that they're going to ride from their beach house over to Mama Jane's beach house.
Yeah.
And they decide to do this without consulting where Mama Jane's beach house is at all.
They're just going with Gil's memory of Mama Jane's fucking beach house from, I don't even know how long ago.
So he says it's like a mile and a half, like, fine for a bike ride with little kids, like, we can do it. They get a mile and a half into their ride, and he's like, well, I guess I should check, and he notices that they're still like 5 miles ahead of them. So they have to turn back. Well, some of the older kids go on, but
they don't turn back. They load up in the car, which they had already been following them, so they all loaded up.
Well, that's good.
And get there to Mama Jane's house with all the bikes in the fucking trailer.
Why would you not look up how far it is first? Like, why would that not be the first thing you do?
And they said that they booked this house because of how close it was to Mama Jane's house.
Yeah.
So was it just
doesn't seem that close?
Hopeful that this was near her house, or did someone get her address?
Yeah. I don't know.
No one got her address.
But they do get over there eventually, and to Mama Jane's, and we meet Gil's aunts and uncles, who are also there, and some have never met the kids at all, which I'm sure it happens. Like, that's there's a lot of steps removed, and there's a lot of kids to meet. So
and great aunts and great uncles, usually they're pretty old.
Yeah,
too. So
true. Not
traveling around for holidays and stuff.
Want to hear something crazy?
What?
My great aunt just died like a few weeks ago.
Wow.
Great aunt. She was my great grandma's identical twin sister.
Wow. What happened to your great grandma?
She's 98.
Why didn't
she die? She only died like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
She died when she was like, 95.
It would be fucking wild if one lived to like 70 and one lived to like 95. No.
Yeah, they've lived to 95 and 98. So
Wow.
they lived a long ass life. Yeah.
Damn.
I know, it's crazy. So then after that, the whole family goes to Mama Jane's favorite seafood restaurant, and everyone complains because all of them hate seafood.
I've been to this restaurant. It gave me,
Really?
like, the haunts. Yeah, I've sat by those windows and been like,
So they decide to do a shrimp cocktail contest to see who's adventurous.
who's willing to try Uno shrimp?
Like, shrimp? That's, like, the most, like, shrimp is plain as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like
that's
shrimp
not an
cocktail
adventurous
is so
food.
easy. It's just...
Yeah, I don't know.
shrimp.
It was crazy, but they were all so fucking dramatic about it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
and,
screaming.
Only a few of them ate it, and then they were, like,
Ew.
making weird faces and stuff, and it's like, I love shrimp, so
I would kill for shrimp.
I'm also I'm a picky eater too, so, like, I get not liking stuff, but, like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah.
They were just too much.
Yeah. It was too much.
Oh, and then they have to try, then they bring out oysters, and
Yeah.
I think, like, Evan was the only one that tried that.
Yeah.
So, which is fair. I don't really like oysters. I wouldn't eat an oyster.
No. Oysters are, like, way too advanced. They went from shrimp, which is, like, seafood 101, to oysters, which is, like, seafood 978 PhD class.
Yeah, you gotta go from shrimp, give them some, like, crab or something next.
Lobster.
Like, something normal.
Like,
yeah.
fish and chips.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Whatever. Salmon? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next day, after they get over their seafood aversion, they go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing they do, of course, is take a couple pictures. At least Evan and Carlin take a bunch of couple pictures as the sun sets. And the kids fly kites and play football.
Yeah. It seemed very cute, and I loved how angry everyone was that Carlin's just like, take a picture of me here, take a picture of me here, take a picture of me here.
Yeah.
Because I get it.
Yeah, we all know people like that. It happens. And then Carlin talks to her grandpa a little bit about things and talks about how she's soon going to have her bachelor's degree in general education. And she plans to move to Nashville with Evan.
Yep.
Evan, right? Evan is hers?
Evan is hers.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to make sure. But then she's like, I can't tell Dad that I'm moving to Nashville until after we're engaged. And it's like, then why are you telling your grandpa? Like, if it has to be a secret, then why are you just blabbing it? Like,
yeah,
right now? I don't know,
on
it's weird.
television, too. Like, in front of a camera. You're not texting Mama
like,
Jane.
Yeah. Also, like, why? You could just be like, hey, if you know that, and, like, you could just be like, yeah, after we're planning, after we get engaged, or after we get married, well, I will probably live in Nashville. Like, you could say that even before you're engaged. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway.
They can't, because they're only courting, so they can't think about real things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. No ding ding until the ring ring.
So the next thing they do is they all go for a beach walk with Gil's aunts, who are obsessed with walking, and they are fucking speed walking down this damn beach.
They were
incredible to see, honestly.
I hope I'm that speedy at 75.
Yeah, like, not even the kids could keep up with them. It was crazy. But I like to see it. Like, keep going. I wish I had the energy to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Or the desire to leave my house, but I don't have either of those things.
Outside's bad. Outside's bad.
Yeah. So then Gil and the boys, plus Carlin, all go fishing with the hopes of catching a shark.
With the hopes of catching a
well
shark.
with them.
I've also been to this pier.
Nice.
Yep.
Like I said, Carlin is there, and my favorite part of this sequence was when she completely almost knocked Gil out with her fishing pole when she was casting. It was amazing, honestly.
She almost slang everybody with the hook. It was a lot, and I don't think anybody caught anything, and it was colder than shit because it was February on the ocean.
It was cold. Yeah, it was February. It's Jackson and Adelie's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was too cold, and they don't catch anything, so they just decide to head home.
It was really funny.
A little birthday celebration.
Carson went with them, and he was sitting in like that little slot, and he was just like, "Fuck this." Hell yeah.
Yeah, Carson was a mood for sure.
Yes.
So then back at the house, they have a little birthday party for Jackson and Addie, who share a birthday.
Yeah.
And they do cake and praises as per usual.
Cake and praises. Gil cries. And cries not only about
typical.
Jackson and Addie, but he also cries that he's able to share his childhood with his kids and everything.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He does a lot of crying.
They did do a lot of crying. They relived the day that Addie was born, which was like
Uh-huh.
traumatic for them. I wonder how sick Addie is of hearing how awful the day she was born was.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I understand, like, obviously, but I just, like, they talk about it on her every birthday, on her birthday. It's like, do we have to bring this up all the time? Can we just, like, not enjoy the birthday?
At least Kelly lived. Could have been, hey, remember how you
Yeah,
killed your mom on your
damn.
birthday?
Jesus, fuck. That's too dark for me to even handle.
Don't like it.
Don't like it at all. All right, do you have anything else to say about this episode?
I do not.
All right, so the last episode for today is called Hit the Road, Jack.
God. This episode made me hate all of them so much, except for Jackson. I only like Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson's fine. There's nothing wrong with Jackson other than his family, but that's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
So, right after Jackson's 16th birthday, so obviously we all know what that means. He's going to get his driver's license.
Yep.
And they talk about how apparently finding a car that has like all working parts at the Bates house is really hard because, like, you know, when you take your driver's test, the first thing you do, sit in the car, they test your lights, brake lights, your wipers and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had to scavenge to find a car that worked, which is scary.
So scary because like all of those things that they check for are things that are like safety things and things that are illegal to not have.
Right. Exactly. Like, you need brake lights. There's a reason you need brake lights.
Yeah.
They are very helpful in a lot of cases.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, all the other boys were making fun of Jackson because he's a cautious driver while everyone else doesn't care. And I have to say, fuck you guys. Good for you, Jackson. I'm a cautious driver too. Yeah. Driving is scary. Like, you should be a cautious driver. So many people die in
car crashes. Like, people should be more cautious driving if you don't want to die in a fiery metal box.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Okay, I've been in one traumatic car accident, and that was plenty.
Yeah,
okay?
That's it.
I'm
No
fine.
more. No more.
No more. But thankfully, Jackson did pass his test.
Yep.
Which I think, unless they didn't show it all, do all they have to do in Tennessee is just a road test? Because if so, I'm fucking jealous.
What did you have to do?
So in Ohio, and this was, 10 plus years ago, I had to do a road test and maneuverability. Which is, do you know what maneuverability is? It's not even parallel parking. It's basically you have 5 cones, and there's like a square and then one at the top, and you have to go in and then back through the cones without hitting any of them. And it is so fucking hard, and I have never once used it in my however many years of driving I've had.
Wow.
So I got a 100% on the driver's test the first time I took it, on the road test, but I failed maneuverability 3 times, and so I could not get my license.
Oh my God.
It was so bad.
Yeah, we did not have maneuverability. We had like a thing that you had to fill out when you're 15 and you get your learner's permit. You have to fill out one of the papers that like you do like 120 hours of supervised driving or whatever, and then you can turn that in and get your license at 16. But if you don't do that, then you can only get your license at 17. It's weird.
Right. Yeah. There's all kinds of rules like that. I know Kyler said he had to do like parallel parking and a test, which I know that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But which, like, I can see, like, as parallel parking is a good skill to know, but like maneuverability, I don't need to know how to go through and back up through these cones.
No,
like,
you're not driving a semi.
I'm not doing stunt work. Okay, I'm sorry. Fuck this. I'm still mad about that. And the amount of anxiety that I got over maneuverability, I did not think I was ever going to get my license.
Dude, I kicked...
Your girl did.
I killed myself trying to learn how to parallel park when I was 15. I did it so much to try and get it right. And then they fucking took it off the test the year that I did it.
Fuck.
I was like, hell.
Damn.
And now I still can't
That
parallel
sucks.
park, so...
The older boys joke that now that Jackson has his license, he has now been promoted to #1 errand boy, which is, I think, true in most families. That the kid that gets their license, they're always like, "Oh, go get milk,"
Yeah,
and
I'll
then
get it.
the kid's excited because they get to drive. So,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Benefits everybody.
Everybody's good.
Hurts nobody. Okay. We check in with Chad and Aaron next, and they talk about how Aaron is really falling into Gil and Kelly's footsteps by having a child like every year.
They're gonna have 3 babies in diapers, which seems like too many diapers.
God, I mean, I could see that if you have triplets, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, and you have to have like a variety of sizes. Like you don't just have like with triplets, you would just have all
Yeah.
newborn or all 6-month or whatever. But like,
Right. And like different schedules and stuff. Like, no, thank you.
yeah,
No,
so
thank
much
you.
poop and pee. Your whole life has to be poop and pee for like a while. There, gross.
So the Aaron and Chad live in a 2-bedroom house.
Mhm.
Okay, and they're gonna have 3 kids, so they have to do some rearranging in the nursery to fit in this other baby. And poor Carson's gonna have more pink in his nursery. How is he gonna be able to handle this?
Oh my god, they may have to send him to alert camp one day.
I know. And you know they will.
Oh yeah.
But of course, Chad is put to work putting some picture frames up and painting and stuff. Poor Chad has to take down something that he finished because Erin decided last minute she didn't like the color of it. So, but Chad is a very patient man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think Chad and Aaron are good for each other. I think Chad needs projects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems to like it, so hey, whatever. More power to him. I get it.
He's like, idle hands, man. Idle hands make the devil's work.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god. So then we're going over to fucking Nathan, who is teaching Trace
bullying
to fly
Trace into flying.
Yes. Yes, because that is, I guess, one of the only skills that these people can have.
Yes.
And it really didn't seem like Trace was all that interested in flying. I don't know.
I think it's just because Nathan can't get anybody else to like teach. Like he can't get like a paying customer, so he's just gonna teach his brother.
I don't know. I think that Nathan and probably John David and all of these people that are really into it, they think that their hobby is like so much more important than it actually is.
Yes.
And like it's cool if you're into flying 100%, but the way that Nathan talks about it, it's like, oh, this is this skill that I've learned that is so, like detrimental to the human race, that like if I didn't learn this, nobody would know.
Yeah.
But then he was like, this will be something that you'll have with your whole life, this skill. And it's like, okay, but like it's not that useful most of the time.
No, I mean you have to have a plane.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
That alone's a pretty big fucking hurdle. Like having a plane, finding a plane.
Right. Like if you're genuinely interested in it, absolutely go for it. It's cool. But like if you're not interested in it, it's not a hobby that you need to learn. It's not like driving a car.
Yeah, it's not super useful. And like it does kind of scare me that you do get a pilot's license for life.
Yeah, you should have to renew. You have to renew your driver's license in most states, anyway. Not in fucking like Arizona or something. But you should have to like I don't know, that
recertify. Yeah,
there should be like a certification thing or like a continuing education thing. I don't know.
Or at least like you have to have been in a plane in the past 2 years or something.
Yeah, because like, what if you haven't flown a plane in like 30 years? Are you telling me you can still like? Would you still be able to fly a plane that well?
Right. I have questions.
Not great. Gil and Kelly are talking about Nathan, and they talk about how he's a very motivational person and he wants to lead people. But like, who asked? Who asked Nathan?
No one.
Like, I feel like every time Nathan opens his mouth and says anything, it's always like an unasked for opinion on something that he has no insight on that he thinks he does. Like, that's just Nathan in a nutshell.
I think Nathan would be good on Survivor.
Oh, I would love to see Nathan on Survivor. That would be really good.
Because he'd really think he was the leader of the tribe, and then he'd get, like, voted out immediately.
He would be so easily blindsided.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, he'd just be, like, cocky all around camp. Nope.
The quote that Nathan says that I fly planes to reach people with the gospel and to save lives.
Uh-huh. I hated that.
I did too. And I have just like the vomit emoji next to it.
Yes. It's so true. And it's just like, I don't know. Don't bring your religion on a plane to other people. That's all I gotta say.
For real. So I saw on Twitter that, let's see, where is this? Kiribati, it's I guess an island. They were one of the last places in the world to not have COVID-19. And a group of Mormon missionaries flew over and exposed them all to it. So, doing the Lord's work, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's also like Tonga, with the big volcano. Something like 35% of the Tongan population is Mormon. because of all the missionaries that have gone over there. And
That's fucked up.
yeah, it's insane. Like, their religious leader on one of the islands is an elder of the LDS church.
Oh God.
So
Oh
weird.
God.
Hate it. Hate
Oh
it.
God, I hate that. But Nathan goes through his pre-flight checklist with Trace, and they go on their first flight.
Mhm.
And Trace freaks out.
Yeah.
Because I would too.
Yeah,
'Cause I
he's
would
just
have
like,
it.
go fly this plane. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, just fly the plane.
Yeah. It didn't like, which I'm sure that there was probably stuff that we didn't see
Yeah.
either before this day or at this day, but like it didn't seem like he gave him any instructions, and it was just like all of a sudden they were up in the air, and Nathan's like, "Yep, you're the one flying now."
Yep. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, good luck.
dude.
Good luck on landing. Like,
Yeah, then they land, and then he makes him take off again without even telling him what he's gonna do. Like, Trace thought they were just landing, but they were doing like a touch and go thing.
yeah, Nathan is the worst teacher. Like, that's
Communication is important in that situation.
yeah, somebody could crash a plane into the ground and you could die.
No thanks. So then the last little part of this episode goes back to Jackson, and he goes to visit Zach. And Jackson and Zach have a very like strong bond. They have a lot in common. They're very similar, so they like to hang out a lot.
I don't know. This whole thing was so weird because Zach's like, I just want Jackson to like still be a kid, and I don't want him to worry too much about the future and da 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 da. And then he invites him over, and he's like, so what are you gonna do with the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's like, no pressure or anything. You're 16 now. You have to decide. Well, he kept saying that too. He's like, you don't have to make all the decisions now, but it's like, it's the way you're talking to me. It sounds like you're expecting me to have these decisions made.
Well, and he says something like, now that you have a car, you want to start to build the foundation for your life. And I'm like,
that's the starting point. The car is the foundation of your life.
I guess it's kind of like the first actual independence they get as fundies, but like, I don't like that.
No. But yeah, Jackson says he's not really 100% sure about college yet, but for now he's thinking about getting a job in construction because he's helped Chad with projects, and he's also worked on like Zach and Whitney's house. So that seems like a good fit for him, at least for the time being.
Yep. And the only other thing that I had to say about this section is they did a talking head with Tori, and Tori definitely was already pregnant in that talking head.
I could tell too. Yeah, I just like her face.
And how she was like sitting and what she was wearing.
Yeah.
It was just like, she knew. She knows.
I think that's why I looked. I think I saw that and I was like, she's pregnant there, isn't she? And I saw that she had a baby in November of 2018. So yeah, she's got pregnant like a month after getting married. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Crazy. I think that about does it for us this week.
Yeah.
But if you have anything to say about this episode or anything else, any suggestions for things you'd like us to watch in the future, now that there's not going to be any more baits, I mean, obviously we'll cover the rest that we have left, but if you have any suggestions, send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And you can find us everywhere on the internet. I know that lots of you sent us the Bates cancellation, and we were super amped that you guys were like, oh my God, we've got to see this. But you can find us everywhere on the internet at TV Literate. We're on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter. We're everywhere. If you see something interesting, send it to us, and we will probably scream with you about it.
Yes.
And you can also, if you want to give us a buck or two, if we have entertained you and you want to help us with our podcasting expenses, we have a Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/TV Literate.
Yes, we would appreciate that very much. And we will see you guys next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.